The only thing that she did wrong at the day and time was drive a vehicle.
With cocaine, alcohol in her system, beer in the car at a .20. And there's a fatality as a result.
Yes, sir.
Can you please read to me what happened?
Yes, sir. This crash happened back on December 24th of last year. Officers were advised of a four-vehicle crash at 5:37 a.m. on the 6300 block of I-45 South here in Harris County. Investigators observed massive damage on a Chrysler, indicating a head-on impact, massive force damage on a Mitsubishi, indicating a T-bone impact to the driver's side. Officers spoke with the HFD firefighter who was on his way to work and observed the Chrysler strike the Mitsubishi. The Chrysler cut in front of him, causing him to swerve to the right and hit an Amazon truck. He states that this defendant was the driver and sole occupant of the Chrysler, and the driver of the Amazon truck confirms the wheel witness's story and stated that he clipped the Chrysler as he was coming to a stop. The complainant was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced deceased. Officers observed an unopened beer can in the driver's seat of the Chrysler. This defendant stated that she was the driver and that she struck the vehicle. They observed a strong odor of alcohol on her breath, red glassy eyes, and slurred speech. She was transported to the hospital, and a DRE arrived, and she was Mirandized and she waived her rights. She stated that an SUV was stopped in a lane and she tried to swerve to avoid hitting it and then crashed into the other vehicle. She admitted to consuming 4 to 5 12-ounce twisted teas and smoking marijuana.
And alcohol in the car while she's driving.
Yes, sir. SFSTs were done. She scored 6 out of 6 on the HGN. She did not have vertical gaze nystagmus, and officers observed a lack of convergence. They were not able to do the walk and turn and one leg stand due to her injuries of a broken arm and sternum. There was a blood warrant and residual search warrant that were done, and her blood, Your Honor, came back at a 0.025 for ethanol, and she had, yes, 0.25, yes, sir. And then she had marijuana and cocaine in her system.
And what's the offer you have that worked out?
We worked out an 18-month probation offer with 7 days as a condition, Your Honor.
That's not in the fact that there's a dead body in this case. Why is it not an intoxication?
It's a causation issue, Judge. We looked at it for an upgrade, is my understanding, because the other vehicle was on the roadway. Legally speaking, there's a causation problem, Judge, so that's why we came to the agreement that we have the families on board.
I'm not sorry, I'm not gonna say it. You have a dead body here. She has cocaine in the system. She's got foods in the car while she's driving and a dead body. I'm not down with that. No, we're gonna have to do something else, but I would be remiss a week in jail where we have a dead body.
Yes, sir.
And to me, just because you're 9 months pregnant doesn't factor anywhere in my mind, Ms. Sanchez. Ma'am, look at me. While you're about to give life, you took someone else's life. How many lives are now ruined because of this? Not only yours, how about everybody else? Every single day in Harris County, someone is maimed because of the DWI. It's sick that we lead the nation in fatalities. And I don't know why they can't prove causation to charge you with intoxication manslaughter. But to me, a week is insufficient. It's not enough.
Yes, sir.
So
We'll go back to the drawing board and get
go
a
back,
reset, Judge.
but
Yes, sir.
I'm ready to set this case for trial now. So unless we can work something out today, I'm saying it gets set today.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, I understand that a fatality did occur, but the reason why they weren't able to charge my client with intox manslaughter is because this accident was unavoidable. If you're
Unavoidable?
yes, sir. At the time of this accident, it was unavoidable. What ended up happening is that the deceased party spun out in front of her, and she was just going straight. The only thing that she did wrong at the day and time was drive a vehicle.
With cocaine, alcohol in her system, beer in the car at a .20. Let me ask you something. Have you ever done breath test? Have you ever blown into a breath test machine? Have you ever done those wet labs? You ever done that?
Your Honor, okay.
I'm serious, really.
Okay,
Have you ever done it?
I'll go one further, Your Honor. Before being a defense attorney, I was a lieutenant with HPD.
Okay.
So I'm above and beyond. I spent 3 years doing accident division. So not only did I investigated these. So my knowledge is probably more superior than anybody in the room. I spent 3 years picking up dead bodies. And that is a true and factual statement I'm making before the court. So yes, sir, I have.
I did, you know, as part of training when I was a defense lawyer, I went to these classes where we took the breath test machines apart, did all kinds of experiments, did these drinking wet labs where you drink and then you blow into the machine. And the one time we did it, we downed a bunch of booze and I blew into the machine and I was lit, right? And I blew a 14 and I was lit, man. And all I did was I blew a 14, right? 0.14. She's at a 0.2.
0.025, Judge. 0.025.
0.02.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I thought you said 0.2.
No, sir. No, it's 0.025 with the cocaine and THC.
No, so she's not 3 times or 4 times over the legal limit, yeah.
We were discussing about Ms. Sanchez. We were discussing when for you to do your jail time. Should we have you do it immediately to where you have the baby in jail? Is that cruel and unusual punishment? But then again, is a dead body cruel and unusual punishment? You know, what's fair? What's not fair? I don't know. All I know is that you're charged with DWI. There's a dead body, but they just can't prove causation. And that's why you're not charged with manslaughter. But the fact remains is that we have a dead body. How do we reconcile that? You know, you're pregnant now. And I truly hope that you've treated your body well throughout that pregnancy. Because if you haven't, and you've used anything while you're on probation, you're guaranteeing yourself a life of babysitting of a potential baby that will have.
And this is the moment where the weight of the courtroom really sinks in. One crash, one decision to drive while intoxicated, and a life was lost. Even though the law couldn't prove the exact legal cause for a manslaughter charge, the reality in that room was impossible to ignore. Someone died, and multiple lives were changed forever. The judge wasn't just talking about punishment, he was confronting the consequences of mixing alcohol, drugs, and driving. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think the sentence was fair given the circumstances, or should it have been much harsher because a life was lost? And do cases like this actually send a strong enough message about the dangers of impaired driving? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to see more real courtroom moments where tough decisions are made, like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next case.
Developmental, potential psychological, physiological issues that you'll have to babysit for the rest of your life, which is punishment in and of itself. It's not fun. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. The agreement that you guys have worked out is 30 days in jail as a condition to probation for 18 months. As part of the probation, does she have any prior DWI staff?
No, Judge.
Any other criminal history?
Juvenile history only, Your Honor, but nothing DWI.
What all were you wanting done on the probation? Correct.
Yes, sir. We are asking for DWI education class, a victim impact panel, guardian interlock, no refusal, no drugs or alcohol, random UAs, 80 hours of community service, and a $300 donation to MAP.
Is this how you understand the conditions, Ms. Sanchez? I will keep you to it strictly. I'm going to monitor you myself. You will report to me here to the court so that I make sure everything gets done well. If you are not in compliance, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You will be put into jail, and then you'll be facing up to 180 days in jail. If you test positive for alcohol or any kind of drugs, I will put you in a treatment facility in the jail. Do you understand, ma'am? No alcohol, no dope, no driving. You must have what does she have now? Does she have a scram right now? Do we know if she's had any violations while she's been on? I don't think so,
I
right?
don't
She hasn't
see
any
any,
problem.
Judge, no.
Okay.
She has a scram device at this time, Your Honor.
We have to figure out something about as far as the baby situation with the interlock or with the portable device. I will follow the state's agreement here. But like I said, I'm keeping you close to me. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail if you ever pick up another DWI. Do you understand? You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, if possible immigration consequence, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. Hey, if you can do the repeat offender to get the education class. Did you say victim impact panel?
That's right,
How many?
one.
One victim impact panel. You will be required to do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. You must fulfill those conditions. Guardian interlock, no drugs, alcohol, random UA. When are you set to deliver, ma'am? What day?
August 28th.
When do you think we should do the time?
If I could request anything, Your Honor, it'd be the beginning of the year, in January 2025, the start of the year. That gives her time to nurse her baby and everything else.
She must get it done within 6 months. Okay. All right, ma'am, how do you plead to the offense guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. We'll send you to the disagreement. Good luck to you, ma'am. Please see the